So I'm going to talk about Throne of Blood, directed by Akira Kurosawa. Personally, for me, I didn't really like it because I have a really hard time with subtitles, which is like a dumb American thing to say. Um, they're just so distracting for me, and I just cannot focus on the movie at all when subtitles happen. So it's very hard for me to watch movies that are not in English. Um, so yeah, wasn't really my cup of tea. Wasn't super into it. It wasn't like a bad movie. I wasn't like disappointed. I just am not good with subtitles and foreign languages. So a lot of it was me like pausing to read the subtitles and then starting it again and then watching like 30 seconds and pausing it. It took me a while to watch the movie. Um, so yeah, looking back through the no drama, there were a lot of parts where I was really aware of the influence in the movie, but some of them I'll talk about. Which the first one is obviously the masks that they wear, because that's like a really big part of no drama. Um, so yeah, you can definitely tell that Akira Kurosawa got that influence. The second thing is that No is like very, very chilling in a way. It's very like very uncomfortable, I want to say, just because like it makes you like it's that type of thing where it like sends shivers down your spine. Like it's not necessarily scary or gory. It's just the type of thing where it's like everything is like so mortifying and purposeful, and you know that it's so purposeful, and so you're like every single weird movement that you do, you're like, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? And so it's just it's it's the type of thing where it just makes you like kind of uncomfortable in your skin. And that, you know, the storyline of Macbeth is kind of that in general, but like incorporating the no drama into the storyline of Macbeth, it just made it like just so creepy. It's just so weird and creepy. Um, and the third thing is that something that I noticed in no drama is that there's a lot of patterns and symmetry, and that was really prevalent in the film. Like the way that the actors moved a lot of the times was very symmetrical, or it was in a specific pattern, or something like that. So yeah, there was definitely a lot more, but those are like the three that I was the most interested in. Um, Personally, I think that it was a very good way to showcase Macbeth. I don't, I feel like I don't have the liberty to say, like, this was the best showing of Macbeth ever. Like, just because I haven't seen all of the showings of Macbeth, and there could be a much better one, and there's probably ones that are much worse. Um, but I think that it definitely was good. Like I said, like the storyline of Macbeth is very gruesome, and it's very there's a lot of like psychotic actions to it, and so I think having the no drama element to it was a very interesting part of it, and I think that it really kind of changed like the dynamics in the film as a whole, just because like no tends to be very stationary. They're on like the one stage with the one back time, and film tends to be very like a lot of movement, and you know there's a lot of action in films because that's what makes films interesting. And so uh, it was cool to see how Akira Kurosawa was able to kind of mend that gap between static and a lot of movement. I think that it did make the film more powerful in a sense. I've never actually seen another film of Macbeth, so I don't know how other films kind of like recreate that storyline. I have seen the play Macbeth, um, and I actually saw it in a non-traditional style as well. And I think that I do really see the strength behind the way that the no drama sets that tone. It sets a much heavier tone. It sets a lot of deep thought into the play, which is already so riddled with deep thought. So, yeah, like I said, not really my cup of tea. Not a terrible movie, but I probably won't watch it again. There was so much no drama in it, but those three things, the masks, the kind of creepy, eerie feel to it, and the symmetry and patterns are the three that stuck out to me the most. And yep, that's about it.